Are you tired of feeling like you're stuck in concrete, watching your life play out on repeat? A broken record skipping the same tired track of financial lack, dead-end relationships, and annoying stress that never truly lets go. A tightness in your gut you cannot shake. A knot in your shoulders that feels permanently fused to your neck. A relentless pressure behind your eyes that makes even simple tasks feel like climbing a mountain. A jaw clamped so tight it aches. A constant background hum of anxiety that never truly silences itself, even when you try to meditate or escape into your phone. A familiar dread that greets you every morning before your feet even hit the floor. A palpable sense of exhaustion that no amount of sleep can fix, leaving you staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. with your mind racing, replaying every mistake, every missed opportunity, every failure, feeling the cold seep into your bones, the weight of the world pressing down on your chest. Making it hard to breathe, making you wonder if this is all there is, if this relentless grind, this perpetual struggle, this endless cycle of disappointment and frustration is your inescapable fate, your unchangeable reality. A prison built not of steel bars, but of invisible energetic chains that bind you to a life you desperately want to escape, but feel utterly powerless to change. A suffocating existence where every step forward feels like 2 steps back. Where every glimmer of hope is quickly extinguished by another wave of bad news, another setback, another gut punch that leaves you winded and questioning everything, feeling the constant drag of scarcity, the nagging whisper of not enough, not good enough, never enough, trapped in a loop where effort doesn't translate to reward, where hard work feels pointless, where you are pouring your life force into a sieve, watching it all drain away, leaving you hollow and depleted, watching opportunities pass you by. Watching others succeed while you remain mired in the same old patterns, same old problems, same old pain, a relentless echo of suffering that permeates every fiber of your being, a physical manifestation of your internal world, a stark, undeniable symptom of a deeper imbalance that is screaming for your attention, demanding a fundamental shift, a complete overhaul of everything you think you know about how reality works. Because this feeling, this absolute hell you are living through, is not random. It is not bad luck, and it is most certainly not your destiny unless you choose to make it so, unless you surrender to the invisible forces you do not understand. Forces that are currently dictating every single outcome in your life with brutal precision and unwavering consistency. You are not unlucky, you are simply broadcasting a frequency, a very specific signal, and the universe, this vast, intelligent, always listening quantum vacuum, is simply responding to your personal radio station, mirroring back exactly what you're putting out, with absolutely zero judgment, zero favoritism, and zero exceptions. Because this is not some fluffy spiritual concept, this is fundamental physics, the immutable law of resonance, the undeniable truth that like attracts like. That your external reality is merely a holographic projection of your internal state, a 3D reflection of the vibrational energy you are emitting moment by moment, second by second, whether you are consciously aware of it or not, whether you believe it or not, whether you like it or not, because the quantum vacuum, this all-pervasive energetic field that underpins all existence, this intelligent substrate of reality, does not understand your words, your hopes, your dreams. Your prayers spoken in desperation, your affirmations chanted mechanically without conviction. It only understands vibration. It only responds to the pure, raw, unfiltered frequency of your being, the actual feeling state you are holding and broadcasting, your emotional signature, your energetic blueprint, the true signal you are sending out into the universe, like a powerful radio tower beaming out its message, a message that is currently a chaotic symphony of fear, doubt, scarcity, anger, resentment. Blame, frustration, and the deep-seated belief that you are perpetually stuck, that things will never change, that you are a victim of circumstance, a pawn in a game you cannot win, and the quantum vacuum, being a perfect echo chamber, simply resonates with that signal, amplifies it, and delivers more of the same, more lack, more struggle, more drama, more reasons to feel exactly as you already feel, because it has no choice but to reflect back the energy you are putting out. It is a perfect mirror. An unwavering amplifier, a relentless responder to your dominant vibration. And if your dominant vibration is suffering, then suffering is what it will deliver, not as a punishment, not as a curse, but as a precise, scientific, predictable outcome of your energetic input, your personal frequency signature, the very unique vibration that you are broadcasting into the field, whether you are aware of it or not, whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not. Because the laws of physics do not care about your opinions. They simply operate, they simply respond, they simply manifest, and right now, your manifestation is a mess. A direct consequence of the frequency you are unconsciously beaming out into the world, day in and day out, without even realizing you have the power to change the station, to tune into a different reality, to transform your output, and therefore transform your input, to finally stop being a victim of your own damned frequency. To take control of the signal you are sending out, to become the conscious broadcaster of your own reality instead of a passive receiver of whatever chaos resonates with your current state. So if you are ready to stop being a casualty of your own unconscious energetic output, if you are ready to finally grab the reins of your frequency and steer your life in a new direction, then you need to subscribe to this channel right now, because I am going to show you how to change your signal, how to rewire your entire energetic blueprint, how to become a master of your own frequency, and how to finally break free from the invisible chains that have held you captive for far too long. Let us get brutally honest about your suffering, about the incessant loop of stress and struggle that defines your existence, because it is not just some abstract mental state, it is a chemical addiction, a physiological habit your body has developed over years of operating in survival mode. A relentless craving for the very neurochemicals that perpetuate your pain, specifically cortisol, the hormone of stress, the chemical signature of fight or flight, the biological fuel for anxiety, fear. And panic because your body, in its infinite wisdom and its primitive programming, learned that stress equals survival, that a constant state of alert kept you safe from perceived threats, that the rush of cortisol prepared you for battle, for flight, for the necessary actions to escape danger. And over time, your adrenal glands, your brain, your entire endocrine system became accustomed to this constant flood, this predictable hit, this familiar cocktail of stress hormones, until it became your new normal, your baseline, your comfortable discomfort. And here is the kicker: your brain, the ultimate pattern-seeking machine, the incredible organ that loves predictability above all else, started seeking out situations, creating scenarios, attracting drama, manufacturing problems, just to get its familiar hit of those stress chemicals, just to keep the cortisol flowing, just to maintain the chemical balance it has become addicted to. Because your brain interprets this familiar chemical cocktail as safety, as what it knows, even if what it knows is pain, even if what it knows is suffering, even if what it knows is a life of quiet desperation. Because the unknown, the path to peace, the journey to true prosperity, the leap into an entirely new energetic state, feels dangerous, feels unfamiliar, feels like a threat to its established chemical equilibrium. And so it keeps you trapped. It keeps you cycling through the same old stories, the same old triggers, the same old patterns of thinking and behaving that guarantee the exact same chemical response, the exact same hit of cortisol, the exact same feeling of stress and anxiety, because that is what it knows, that is what it craves, that is what it is programmed to produce. It is a self-perpetuating loop, a biochemical feedback system where your thoughts create your emotions create your chemical state, and your chemical state reinforces your thoughts, locking you into a prison of your own making, a gilded cage built from cortisol and conditioned responses, a cycle that will continue to run on autopilot until you consciously intervene, until you violently disrupt the pattern, until you rip yourself out of this chemical dependency, until you consciously decide that you are no longer a slave to your own hormones, that you are no longer a victim of your own conditioned brain, that you are ready to detoxify your entire system from the addiction to struggle, from the addiction to drama, from the addiction to suffering itself. Because that is exactly what it is, an addiction, a powerful, insidious, deeply ingrained addiction to the very chemistry that keeps you small, keeps you stuck, keeps you repeating the same old mistakes. So if you are ready to acknowledge this insidious pattern, if you are ready to stare your addiction in the face and declare your freedom, then comment below right now. Type "I am breaking the cycle," type it with conviction, type it with every fiber of your being. Type it as a sacred oath to yourself, a powerful declaration to the quantum vacuum, an undeniable signal that you are done with this chemical slavery, that you are done with this mental torture, that you are done with this self-inflicted suffering. Because the first step to breaking any addiction is admitting you have won, admitting that your suffering is not just happening to you, but is being actively produced by you, chemically and vibrationally. The only way out of this hell, the only true path to freedom, is to fundamentally change your internal radio signal to consciously, deliberately, and consistently broadcast a new frequency. A vibration of prosperity, of peace, of love, of health, of abundance. A signal that resonates with the reality you truly desire, not the reality you have been programmed to accept, because the quantum vacuum is always listening, always responding, always mirroring, and if you keep sending out the same old static, the same old broken record of lack and struggle, then that is precisely what it will continue to deliver, with unwavering loyalty to your dominant vibration. But here is the power, here is the secret, here is the absolute game changer: your physical environment, the space you inhabit, your home, your office, your personal sanctuary, or lack thereof, is not just a collection of objects. It is a living, breathing, 3D mirror of your internal landscape, a direct, undeniable reflection of your mental state, your emotional state, your energetic blueprint. Because clutter, that pile of clothes you never put away, that stack of unpaid bills gathering dust, that overflowing junk drawer, that chaotic pantry, that messy desk, those broken items you refuse to fix or throw out, is not just untidiness, it is stagnant energy. It is a physical manifestation of unresolved issues, of mental clutter, of emotional blockage, of a constant low-level drain on your energetic system. It is a visual representation of the chaos within your mind, the indecision, the overwhelm, the feeling of being trapped and unable to move forward. Because energy, like water, needs to flow, needs to move, needs to circulate freely to bring new life, new opportunities, new solutions. And when your physical space is clogged with stagnation, with old, unused, unloved items, with dirt, with disorganization, it creates an energetic bottleneck that directly reflects and reinforces the stagnation in your life, the stagnation in your finances, the stagnation in your relationships, the stagnation in your health, because the universe, the quantum vacuum, sees your environment and says, "Ah, this is what they are broadcasting, this is their frequency, this is their internal reality," and it responds in kind. It sends you more reasons for stagnation, more reasons for clutter, more reasons for chaos. It reinforces the very pattern you are unconsciously creating with your physical surroundings. Your home is not just where you live, it is a powerful antenna, a gigantic tuning fork, constantly broadcasting your core frequency. And if that antenna is dirty, damaged, or filled with interference, then what kind of signal do you think it is sending out? What kind of reality do you think it is manifesting for you? Because your physical space is not separate from you, it is an extension of you. An energetic feedback loop, a constant reinforcement of your internal world, a powerful catalyst for either creation or destruction, for either expansion or contraction, for either liberation or limitation. And if you want to change your internal world, if you want to shift your frequency, if you want to attract a new reality, then you must start by consciously, aggressively, and deliberately transforming your external world, starting with your home, transforming it into a high vibrational sanctuary, a clear channel for the energy you wish to receive, a precise mirror of the prosperity, peace, and abundance you are now determined to embody. Because when you clear the clutter, you clear the mind. When you create order, you create mental clarity. When you elevate your environment, you elevate your frequency. You send an unmistakable signal to the quantum vacuum that you are ready for more, that you are worthy of more, that you are demanding a new reality. And it has no choice but to respond, to resonate, to deliver with absolute unwavering precision. This is not a game, this is your life, and you are currently losing, drowning in a sea of self-created struggle, addicted to the very pain you desperately want to escape. But here is your lifeline, here is your escape route, here is your battle plan, because you need more than just information. You need a practical, step-by-step, no-nonsense tool to hack your frequency, to dismantle your cortisol addiction, to rewire your entire system. And that is exactly what the Frequency Guide is designed to do. It is not some fluffy meditation course. It is not some vague spiritual mumbo-jumbo. It is a visceral, direct, aggressive reprogramming of your energetic blueprint, a complete overhaul of your internal radio station, a biological and physical intervention designed to break the cycle of suffering and unleash your innate power to manifest a reality that serves you, a reality that excites you, a reality that truly reflects your highest potential, not your conditioned limitations. This guide is your personal manual for escaping the energetic prison you have built around yourself. It is the only practical tool you will find that addresses the biological addiction to stress, the energetic stagnation of your environment, and the vibrational misalignment that has kept you trapped in this loop. Because we are going to start with a ruthless environment cleaning protocol, a systematic purge of the stagnant energy, the physical clutter, the energetic drainers in your home and personal space. Because you cannot build a high-vibration reality on a foundation of chaos and stagnation, you must first clear the channel, you must first create the space for the new energy to flow, you must first send an unmistakable signal of order and intention to the quantum vacuum. A deep, cleansing process that will not only transform your physical surroundings, but will directly impact your mental clarity, your emotional state, and your overall energetic output. Removing the energetic anchors that have held you back for far too long, then we will move into powerful energy shielding techniques, practical methods to protect your newly elevated frequency from external negativity, from the draining influences of toxic people, from the insidious impact of low vibration environments, from the constant assault of fear-based media. Because once you start raising your vibration, you become more sensitive, more powerful, and more susceptible to energetic interference. And you need to know how to create an impenetrable energetic barrier around yourself, a field of protection that ensures your personal frequency remains pure, strong, and uncorrupted, allowing you to maintain your momentum, to safeguard your progress, to continue your journey of conscious creation without being pulled back into the low vibration drama of others. Finally, and most critically, the guide delivers a daily reprogramming regimen, a set of visceral, direct, aggressive daily practices designed to systematically dismantle your cortisol addiction, to rewire your brain for prosperity, to reprogram your subconscious for abundance, to permanently shift your internal broadcast from suffering to sovereignty. These are not gentle affirmations. These are deep energetic interventions, biological hacks that force your system to produce a different chemistry, to embrace a different frequency, to vibrate at a higher level, day in and day out. Until your new reality becomes your absolute default, until your body stops craving cortisol and starts craving creation, until your brain stops seeking drama and starts seeking opportunities, until your entire being becomes a powerful magnet for everything you truly desire. Because you are not meant to suffer, you are not meant to be stuck, you are not meant to live a life of lack and limitation. You are a powerful, energetic being, a co-creator of your reality. And it is time you reclaim that power. It is time you broke the chains. It is time you unleash the true potential that lies dormant within you, waiting for you to simply change your frequency, waiting for you to finally choose a different reality, waiting for you to embrace the fact that everything is frequency, and you are the ultimate broadcaster. So if you are ready to stop being a slave to your cortisol, if you are ready to dismantle your energetic prison, if you are ready to claim the prosperous, peaceful, powerful life that is your birthright, then stop watching this video and click the link in the description or the pinned comment below, grab the frequency guide now, and let us begin the work of transforming your entire existence, because your suffering is a choice, and today, that choice ends.